thank you guys all for joining and obviously for being a part of Rumor. I know that there's some people here that are already on the platform, some people that were just curious about this. I'll just briefly introduce myself. So my name is Rivka. I'm sure that most of you have probably gotten an email from me already, but I manage all creator experience and creator communications on Rumor. So that's everything from, the emails that you're getting, creator partnerships that we're doing, making sure that we're getting back and incorporating it into the platform. So we launched Rumor Video about a year ago, and I've kind of been the main point of contact for creators, but this is the first time that we're doing this kind of webinar series. So I'm really excited about it. I hope you're excited about it. And I'll just kind of walk through the agenda for the day. So we're going to be talking about what Rumor is and how it works, how to upload your videos, content visibility on Rumor. So once you do upload a video to Rumor, where is that being displayed? Tips for sharing your Rumor shop, how commissions work, and how to set up your payments. We get a lot of questions about that, obviously. Some sneak peeks at updates we're going to be launching soon, and then obviously a live Q&A. So just a brief overview about Rumor. I think it's a relatively new platform for a lot of creators, but in essence, what we've built is a platform where you can post your hotel content and make it instantly bookable. So once you post your content to the platform, you're going to get a shop, basically, which is a shareable link that you can kind of incorporate and embed into all of your social channels. And then your content also lives on the Rumor platform where it's bookable. Our belief is that video content drives higher trust in terms of booking, especially now that everything we're doing really revolves around video, whether it's how we shop. I think most of us spend majority of our time, whether we like it or not, on our phones, and we're kind of seeing how content is driving everything that we do. But we felt that the hotel industry and the travel industry, obviously, while content is being put out on a regular basis, and you guys are obviously a huge part of that, hotel booking is kind of not in parity with the content that's being produced. And there's not an easy and accessible way to actually book through travel content. So again, once you're on the platform, you can kind of post your videos and you earn commission on all bookings that are made through your video. So that's kind of just very briefly what Rumor is. I'm sure most of you are kind of already familiar with the platform. How does Rumor work? So again, Rumor enables you to post your videos of your hotel stays. You don't have to be a professional content creator to post videos, although we are seeing that the app is really a helpful tool for creators that might already be shooting hotel content. You can post for over 2 million hotels on the platform, and we'll get into what types of hotels you can post about and what kind of properties we don't yet have on the platform. Once you post your content, it's obviously shareable. You can kind of share it with your other audiences, other followers on other platforms. And then the exciting part, I think, for most creators is the ability to earn. So you can earn on bookings made on the Rumor platform, and then we'll get into this throughout the meeting, but you can also earn through our price comparison partners. So that includes Expedia, Priceline, Agoda. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for monetizing your travel content. So that's just a little bit about how the platform works, again, very broadly, and we'll kind of get into that in more detail. So first, I wanted to give a very brief overview about how to upload your videos to the platform. I think that there's, again, some people here that have already uploaded their videos and some people that haven't yet really explored the platform. So we also get questions, and I'll try to kind of go through some of the FAQs that we've gotten before the meeting, but because we're doing a lot of marketing on Instagram and on TikTok, some creators are under the impression that you can post your content directly to Instagram and it will automatically appear on the Rumor platform. That's not the case. So you actually have to add your video directly to Rumor. The way to do that is obviously to download the app. And then once you're on the app, I'll kind of just go through this little screen recording I made, but you're going to tap on the plus button in the middle of the screen, and then you select from your camera roll which video you want to add to the platform. Your videos will kind of pop up from your camera roll. Select the video that you want to add. And then in addition to selecting videos from your camera roll, you can also record directly within the app. So you'll see this little record button. I think most creators that are on the platform generally just already have their pre-edited content that they'll just upload from their camera roll, but it's kind of up to you. Each creator does something a little bit different. And then once you've selected the content you want to add to the platform, you also have the ability within the app to add music and audio, voiceover, text to the content. Again, I think most creators are already adding content that they've maybe created on other platforms. So in this case, you can kind of skip those steps. But let's say you have a video from a vacation and you haven't yet edited it, but you want to make it a little bit more interesting. So we do have some music in the platform that you can add directly. Again, here's kind of our music library, which songs you want to add. And then once you can also add text. Here, I think I'll stop just to highlight that once you've added your video, a step that I think a lot of creators skip is adding a caption. So you do have the ability to add a caption where you can kind of add additional information about your hotel stay. We generally recommend that creators do add a caption and don't just skip this step, because it can be helpful for other travelers in terms of helping them make their decision around, if they want to book this hotel or not. The caption can be, about the staff, it can be about the food, it can kind of just be about your general experience. And then once you add the caption, this is where you're basically going to tag the hotel. So you're going to click on that add hotel button. And in order to add a hotel, you basically just search for the hotel. So you'll see here, I'm searching for the hotel, and then it should pop up. Again, like I mentioned, we have over 2 million properties on the platform already. There are some properties that are on the platform that are maybe have a different name, or that the hotel has gone through a rebrand or something like that. In which case, we also have the ability to add a hotel that might not show up in the dropdown. So I'll just show that as well. So let's say I search for a hotel and the hotel doesn't show up in the dropdown. It should give me the option to do add new hotel. You'll see here this button should pop up, and then I basically just put in the information about the hotel that I wasn't able to find in the dropdown. And if we do have the hotel in our inventory, we'll actually match it. Again, there are a lot of properties that might not show up in the dropdown, but we do have in our inventory, just due to naming conventions or things like that, it's not showing up. You'll see here, I'm going back and adding that hotel. And then it's going to give me the option to also add it to a playlist. So a playlist is a new feature that we have where you can basically create like a collection of hotels. So you'll see I'm adding that to my Mykonos playlist. I could also add it to Dream Stays, or you can create whatever kind of playlist you want. And then you basically have a collection of videos that you can share. Once I add the video, just click publish. You'll see it's, and now my video has been uploaded. So once the video is published on the platform, you'll see that it's basically instantly bookable. So I can click on view deal, and then as a traveler, I would see your video. I can then compare prices. I can select the date, and everything is real-time information. So I can see more information about the hotel. I can see different room types. I can see what the price is. I can see ratings and reviews about the hotel. And just a quick note about editing. So you can also edit your video after you've posted it. Right now, you can just edit the caption. And then once your video is published, you'll basically see it on your Rumor profile. So you'll see this is the profile with my video. And these are my playlists. So that's just a very brief tutorial about uploading your videos. And once you upload your video, it features on your profile on the app and also on web. So this is a relatively new thing at Rumor, is your profile on web. So originally Rumor was only on iOS, but we recently launched profiles on web. So now anybody can basically book through you and find your content, whether they have an iOS platform or whether they have the Rumor travel app or not. So content visibility on Rumor, where does your content feature? So once you post your video to the platform, your video will feature basically on our map and our feed. So that's the first thing that users see once they open the Rumor platform. They'll also feature on the search. So you'll see here, you know, I posted a video about She Mykonos in Mykonos. And when the user searches for the hotel, my video is going to be the video that pops up. Also, if a user searches for location, let's say I search for Mykonos, my video would also pop up. And then your video is also going to feature on that hotel page. So as opposed to other standard travel affiliate platforms or programs, your videos feature on the Rumor platform and are searchable and are findable and discoverable on the platform, whether or not you're actively posting about Rumor to your audience or not. A quick note about if there's multiple videos posted for a single hotel. So in that case, the video that features on the hotel page, as you can see, there's one video that features on a hotel page, is basically selected based on engagement. So based on likes, comments, and how many bookings were already made through that video. So that's going to be the video that features. But even if your video doesn't feature on the hotel page, you'll still earn commission if a user booked through your video. So just a brief note about what kind of properties you can post about on Rumor. So as I mentioned, we have over 2 million properties on the platform. Rumor right now is predominantly hotel focused. However, we do have some apartments and Airbnbs that are bookable on the platform. We get a lot of questions around if we work directly with Airbnb or not. So currently we don't work with Airbnb directly. But again, if it's a type of stay that's also available on hotel booking platforms like booking.com or Priceline, then presumably it'll be available on Rumor. And then there's also some properties like maybe luxury stays or things like that that are exclusively bookable through the property themselves. So obviously those types of properties are not bookable through Rumor. Another question that creators have asked is if they need to have an official partnership with the hotel. The answer is no, you don't need to have any sort of partnership directly with the hotel in order to, create content and post content about it on Rumor. And just a few tips for creating content that converts. I think that we see a lot of different content being posted. Some is, maybe just a 2-second clip of a pool, and some is really informational and intentional content. So that's kind of the type of content that we recommend in posting on the platform, not just because it looks nice and sounds nice, but because that's really the kind of content that we're seeing that people are booking through. So definitely, it's important to show what travelers want to see. So thinking about, it's not just maybe a 2-second clip of the pool, but highlighting the room, the bathroom, the balcony, any nearby attractions, making sure that the content is also high quality. That doesn't mean you need to shoot with, the best camera in the world, but trying to shoot with natural light, using close-ups for detail shots, stabilizing your camera. So just, kind of thinking about, like you would post content on other platforms, thinking about the quality of the content. You can post content on Rumor up to 6 minutes, but we kind of recommend sweet spot of like 1.5 to 3 minutes. And then just making sure that you're adding useful information in terms of how our algorithm works. We also are always looking for, and the system is scanning, like if you're using voiceover, if you're providing relevant information. So just trying to include, if you have any personal tips from the hotel, like I said, including voiceover and adding music and captions, and just trying to make the content as relevant to, the traveler as possible. So that's kind of just very briefly about sharing content on the platform. Again, like what kind of content works well on the platform, how to post content, and now I'll talk a little bit about sharing your shop and how to kind of promote and get the most out of your platform, out of the platform. So first, just in terms of the app. So if you go to your profile, you'll see that there's this little arrow here. That's going to open up the link to your shop. You can also share a specific video link. So whether you can both long hold on the video itself, and it's going to open up that share button. Or you'll see on the right-hand side, this little arrow button, that's also going to open up the link directly to your video. So from within the app, those are kind of the different links that you can share and how to share them. And then, as I mentioned, we also launched the profiles on web. So it's a little bit trickier to access your link. But basically, you can either go to rumortravel.com/creator/your username. And again, I'll send out this presentation so you kind of have all the information. And that will take you to your web link, or you can just log on to rumortravel.com, go to your creator profile, and tap this kind of black share button, and that's also going to pop up your link to your profile. So that's just in terms of accessing and sharing your link. And then a big question we get, I think majority of the questions that came through was, how can I promote my Rumor page? And what are tips from, creators that are doing it well and earning on the platform? So I put together just a few suggestions. One is utilizing like a ManyChat or messaging system. So you'll see here this creator, Worldwide Winston, they made a post about, the best dog-friendly hotels in New England. And then there's like the ManyChat. I'm sure, if you're on Instagram, you see it kind of all the time, but asking users to comment a specific word, and then the creator will automatically send them a DM. So here you'll see it says comment stay, and then she basically messages back the link to Rumor here to her rumor profile. So that's one thing that we see creators doing that seems to be working. We also recommend to all creators to place their links front and center. So whether that's in your link in bio on Instagram or TikTok or wherever else you post content, just adding your link there. And then one thing that we've seen creators do, which is also kind of helpful, is pairing their link in bio or their link tree or whatever it is with their discount. So every creator on the platform has a unique discount code that they can offer to their followers. So you'll see here, like Ashley, she basically includes the code directly there. So it's just very accessible to people that might be following her and want to book through her. Also, just another like Instagram tool that we've seen be helpful for creators is if you have a broadcast channel, so sharing there whenever you're posting on Rumor. You'll see here Concierge Kate, she kind of shares about different deals that are happening on Rumor with her videos. And just some general tips. So obviously we're a relatively new platform. So just letting your audience know that you're on Rumor and kind of educating them on what the platform is and that they can now book through you. We also see that creators are performing better when they're sharing their web links. So again, that's relatively new, but testing out sharing your web link versus your app link might be helpful, just because that way, your audience doesn't need to download an app in order to book through your recommendations. Some other cool things we've seen creators do is like creating stories on Instagram about their Rumor posts and then creating like a series. So it's like very accessible for their followers. Again, you can include your link in your blog, email, newsletter, really wherever you post content or communicate with your audiences. That's a good place for you to put your Rumor links. And we recommend posting, a few times a week about posts that you might have made on Rumor. Again, your content features on the platform and it's kind of being monetized whether or not you're actively sharing about your Rumor shop. But these are just some things that if you want to boost your earnings and really get the most out of the platform, we recommend doing. Again, just kind of going back to the idea that the content should also be engaging and informative, and just kind of regularly updating your shop. So, if you have a new hotel stay, making sure that you're adding that content to the platform as well. So let's get into earning on Rumor. So how can I earn and how much will I receive per booking? So there's kind of three different ways that you can earn on Rumor. So one is if a user is booking directly on the Rumor platform. So they see your video and they post on and they book on Rumor. In that case, you'll earn up to 15% of the total booking minus taxes and the Stripe payment fees. And then the other way, which is, I think, something that we really love and that creators, have voiced that they really love, is that you can earn even when a user doesn't book directly on Rumor. So you'll see on, all of the hotel searches and also when you post a video that we feature our price, and then we also have price comparison tools. So we work with Agoda, Expedia, VO, Priceline, and some of the major online travel booking websites. And if a user basically watches your video on Rumor and then clicks out to one of those sites, you'll also earn commission if they book on one of those platforms. So each of those platforms has a slightly different commission model and a slightly different cookie window. But generally, you're going to be earning between 3.5% to 12% of the total booking. So if a user books directly on Rumor, again, you'll kind of earn the highest percentage of commission. But the reason why we decided to incorporate these partners into the platform is when we were thinking about what's going to be best for the end user, we think it's best to be able to offer the best pricing, just because I think everybody is doing a lot of research when it comes to hotels, and they want to make sure that they're getting the best bang for their buck. So we wanted to basically build a system that enable travelers to book where they feel comfortable booking, but also rewards creators regardless of where that end user went and made their booking. So that's kind of the main way to earn on Rumor. You can also earn when you refer friends to the platform. So we're currently offering $25 for every new creator that you refer to the platform. So if that's something you're interested in, if you have a large creator network, then definitely reach out to us about how to kind of be a part of that as well. I just want to show you 2 examples of videos that worked well where the creators earned, and I'll show you the earning for the booking on the Rumor platform and then also earning for a price comparison.
Best stop
We
for
recently
hotels
stayed
in
at
the English
Nopsey
countryside. Our next stop is Homewood, located in the stunning countryside of Somerset. When you check into your
So these are 2 examples of videos that were booked. And as you can see here, this Worldwide Winston, she was actually the creator that I mentioned previously, that she did like a ManyChat integration where she basically posted on Instagram, comment stay and I'll send you the link. And then after she sent the link, somebody made this booking. We love this video. Anytime she posts, I think it's so cute, the little dog. But basically, the reservation cost around $500. And then we deduct the processing fees, net amount is $475, and she earned $71 for that specific booking. So you can see it's kind of like that 15% of the net amount. And then I'll show you the second hotel video.
Hotel in New Orleans. It was the perfect location as it was away from the busy crowds in the French Quarter, but only a short 5 to 10 minute walk away. The hotel lobby was stunning and our room was so dreamy. Our room was very spacious and it felt like we were staying in a luxury apartment. We had great views of the city, but my absolute favorite part was the bathtub in our hotel room. Nopsey Hotel has an amazing rooftop pool with a bar. On the weekends, they have a rotating list of DJs playing live music. Next time you're visiting New Orleans, check out Nopsey Hotel, a luxury hotel with charm.
Okay, so that was another video from a creator. So she actually earned from a partner booking. You can see that, I think, just going back to the principles about what makes good content good, it's slightly different from the Winston video, but still gives that like voiceover and overview of the hotel. I think it's a really good review. She's giving a lot of information. And for this one, the reservation cost was $426. There was no processing fees because it's when it's off platform. There's no processing fees for us. However, you can see it's a little bit of a lower cost. The net amount was again $426. And then she earned $47. So this one was around 11% commission. So again, the commission kind of ranges. This one was booked through our Expedia partnership. So those are just kind of 2 examples of content that works well in terms of conversion, and also just some examples of how the commission works. I think that most of you on the call probably have already done this step, but basically we pay out creators directly to their bank account. The way that works is through our integration with Stripe. So in order to set up your Stripe account, you're just going to go to your profile, go to settings, my wallet, and then manage my earnings. And then that will take you to Stripe where you can basically put in all of your bank details, and it's like a secure system. So that's all managed by Stripe. And then in terms of how often payments are processed and minimum payout, so there's no minimum payout. So even if you get, let's say, a commission of, $8 or $10, you're still gonna get that payout. It doesn't roll over to the next month or anything like that. And then payments are processed once a month. We generally process payments on the first of the month, but it can take up to 10 days for it to actually reach your bank account. And we process payments for all checked out stays from the prior month. So if a booking, let's say, got canceled or moved, then that payment wouldn't be processed. But if the traveler checked in, checked out, and everything went smoothly, then you're going to see that earnings show up on your next payment from Rumor. I'll just run through some questions that we've received over the last few months in case you guys have these questions too. But can I track my earnings and bookings? Yes, you can track your earnings in the platform on the app. So within the app, there's a section called My Earnings. So you're just going to go to that check section, and then you can see kind of the bookings that you've had in the past. We also sometimes get questions around bookings that you might get an email about, but you don't see in the app. So as I mentioned, you can earn through price comparison partners. But you won't see those bookings yet in the app. We're working on incorporating them into the app, but for now, you basically will just get an email that you've received a booking through a price comparison partner, how much the commission was, and when the payment will be processed. Do I need to handle bookings or customer support? No, you don't need to handle anything related to the booking, just posting your recommendation, and then we obviously handle all of the hotel booking and everything else on our side. Is it free? Yes, Rumor is free to use. There's no hidden fees or cost to you as a creator. Can Rumor help me set up my account? Yes, we can help you set up your account if you're a creator who's interested in joining the platform but is not yet on the platform. We do offer creators the ability to, have their account basically set up on their behalf. And then, do I need to have a lot of followers to use Rumor? There's no minimum follower count or anything like that to use the platform. And is there a creator discount I can share with my followers? So yes, every creator has a $15 discount code, and you can access that within the app. You'll just go to settings, and then there's within the settings something called Give 15. So those are kind of some of the questions. I know I was trying to go through the deck, but I'll take a look also at some of your questions now. I hope that was all helpful information. Let's see if we had questions. Okay, got a thumbs up. Thank you, Jade. And Penelope. Okay, sometimes I upload and only see my link once and then it's gone. So I'm not sure what to share after I post. Okay, that was a message from Cassandra. So hopefully you got the answer that you needed, but basically, again, you can share the link from within the app, share the link from the right-hand side. I'll just go back quickly. Yeah, so you can either share directly from the video, this little arrow button. Basically, anytime you see an arrow on the platform, that's an indication that you can share a link there, or that you can click on that and that'll open the link to share. Can we only add music from the platform? So we recommend adding music from the platform just in terms of copyright infringement and copyright issues. I added a video with a hotel that wasn't on the platform, and it's been in review for a few weeks now. How long does it usually take for the new hotel to be added? Okay, I'll have somebody take a look specifically at your hotel. But again, if we have it on the platform, then it usually takes between 24 to 72 hours to just confirm that we have it on the platform. If it's in the drop-down box, then it's basically instantly confirmed, and the second that you publish it, it's live on the platform. If I'm just talking about if you added a new hotel and we have it on the platform, but for some reason it doesn't show up in the drop-down, usually it takes around 24 hours for us to confirm it. And if you're seeing that it's taking a really long time and it hasn't yet been confirmed, reach out to us. it either means that for some reason it just slipped through the cracks, or it's just not yet on the platform. But I'll take a look at yours specifically. Okay, I see you guys also like the dog video. Can we upload AI content? So we recommend uploading your unique original content, even though the whole world is shifting towards AI. And obviously we're also, in terms of the search and discoverability, incorporating a lot of AI tools into the platform. I think that from our perspective, it's best to, post your original content. Just because I think that that's what people really want to see in terms of their review. They want to see what your stay was really like, what the hotel is really like. And once you're adding content that's not original content or that's been AI modified, it kind of loses its integrity. Okay, I'm glad I explained the question. Are there any ways to improve reach beyond just being a location that someone is searching for specifically? So if you're mentioning things that are relevant to users, like if there's a pool, or if you had a really good stay, or the staff were really good, or it's clean, or whatever it is, just kind of general things that people care about when they're booking hotels. So those are things that are going to get scanned by the system and will enable your video basically to have higher discoverability. Best practices for making the homepage or being suggested. Again, so it's kind of just making sure that you're giving, following some of those tips that I shared. So what kind of content works is content that it's not just a 2-second video or a 4-second video of, a nice pool, but really showing what your hotel stay was like and giving personalized tips and information about your stay. Ashley, very detailed. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, and thank you guys all so much for joining from all over the world. And thank you for being a part of Rumor.